Hi there, this video is to introduce you to Multisim and also make sure you understand how to access the assignment and submit the assignment. So when you go into Canvas, it's going to look something like this, and here's our assignment, Circuit Theory Simulation. When you click on this, you're going to have a link to a document, and that document is going to look like this. And so in this document, you're going to, you should read through this tutorial. It's as you work in Multisim. I've given you some icons and some information about how to find the parts. For now, I'm going to kind of put this to the side. But this is what your submission piece is going to look like. You're going to fill in these tables, everything where there's like a white box. You're going to fill in with the theoretical, which are the calculations from your notes, the actual measurements that you made, and then also the simulated measurements that you are going to find with Multisim meters. So you're also going to make sure that you save the file on your Y drive, your Multisim design file, and you're going to paste a screenshot of your design in the box. And so you're going to have 3 of these, one for a series circuit, one for a parallel circuit, and then one for that combo circuit. Okay, so in Multisim, I show you how to find parts. And to find parts, this is part of that tutorial, you're going to click on Place and Component, and it's going to bring this box up. And this is what I actually showed you right here. Place component, and then this is telling you the group and the family that you'll find these components in. And so this is the group. So I told you the group would be sources for a couple of them, and then the family is power sources. So one of the sources is DC power. This is going to be like your battery or your power supply. And you just click OK, and then you just click anywhere to place that component. And it's automatically going to try to help you place another component. So another thing that you're going to need is a ground symbol, and I show you that in the tutorial as well. And I'm just going to place that below the power source. And then the only other real component that you need is in the basic family, and that would be a resistor. And so I tell you in the tutorial to just grab the 1K resistor, even if that's not your value, and just place it in your sheet. And so I'm going to close this now because everything else I can do with the components I already have. I can click on R1 and I can Control C to copy, and I can Control V to paste myself another one. So that's one of the things you can do. I can also paste another one, Control V to paste a third one, and I can rotate that doing Control plus R. This is also in the tutorial if you need a refresher on that. And now I have 3 resistors. I can always drag the components around if I want to move them. And then this is basically the setup for your series circuit. To add wire, I also show you how to do that in the tutorial. You just click on the first end of the component and click to finish the wire, and it'll turn red. So click and click. I also show you that if you want to tell Multisim where to place a corner, like if I wanted to, even though it doesn't make sense, I could tell it to place a corner here by clicking, and then I could make it end over here. Hit escape if you don't like what it's doing. I'm going to actually make it just click, click to here, and then click, click over here, and then I'm going to click from the ground just back up to the bottom of the power supply so that I have that node. Okay, so this is our first series circuit. You're going to need to change the values for all of these parts. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is double click on the power supply and change this voltage to whatever it was in your series circuit. I'm just going to change it to 6 for now. You need to look back at your notes and see what that value was. And then to change the resistor values, if this needed to be 10K, then I just type in a 10K, and the ohm symbol's already here. So if you needed a 10 mega ohm, you'd have to say 10M, capital M. If you need a 10K, you just type in 10K. So I can make this one, I don't know, 1 mega ohm. And then I can make this one 746, let's say, yeah, K ohm, or just ohm. We'll just make it ohms. And I'm going to make it K just to keep it in a little bit in line with the other ones. Okay, so the other thing that I show you in the tutorial is how to add meters, which is very important. So I can move all of these pieces around. I can just highlight groupings of things and move it if I want to make things bigger, and I do because I'm going to need to add in some meters. So two types of things you need, and I want to show you this on the document really quick, which hopefully is here. Where'd that guy go? Here we go. So in the document, I show you how to hook in a voltmeter, which is like this. You hook it around a component, and how to hook in an ammeter, which has to be inserted into the circuit because the current travels through an ammeter and the voltmeter is just measuring around something. So make sure you read this again before you do it. I'm just going to show you how to insert those. So a voltmeter, I show you in the tutorial how to find it, but it's in the group indicators, and then voltmeter, and then you can either use a horizontal one, which I'll show you what that looks like, or you can use a vertical one depending on what you're measuring. So a vertical one I would want to place around a vertical component, and a horizontal one I would want to place around a horizontal component. And a voltmeter you just clip in around the part that you're measuring. So if I'm measuring the voltage around R1 or VR1, I would put it around R1. If I'm measuring VR3, I'm going to put the voltmeter around R3. So those are voltmeters. If I turn this circuit on now, the simulation, run it, you're going to see some numbers pop up on the voltmeter. So through this 1 mega ohm resistor, I have 3.276 volts, and through this through R1, I have 0.036 volts. And I can stop it. It's not going to let me add anything without it being stopped, so I'm going to do that for this tutorial, or for this video. So the other thing that you're going to need to add is an ammeter. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Indicators, ammeter. I'm going to add a horizontal one, but you can also add a virtual one. You don't ever use these HR and VR in this class. So I'm going to grab a horizontal one and place it right here. Now, some people have shown me that it works for them to drop in the ammeter like this, where I want to put it. And to test that it worked, I'm going to move it to make sure it's connected. And if I do Control Z, it's going to put it back. I'm actually going to Control Z twice to show you the other way of putting the ammeter in, to make sure it gets connected, because sometimes when people drop it in, it doesn't actually connect on both sides, which is what you want. The best way to insert an ammeter is to delete the wire where you want it to go, and then place it down in the circuit where you want it, and then reconnect it up, because you need to make sure that the current is flowing directly through the ammeter. So there's two ways to do that. And then now when I turn the circuit back on, I'm measuring current, 3.553 microamps, which is that times 10 to the negative 6, so very, very small current. And then I have the same voltages here. And what you should see is if I add a third voltmeter around R2, you should see 0.036, 3.276, and the VR2 add up to be 6 volts. And that's how you know that your circuit is working properly. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the simulation. So this is how you create a circuit in Multisim. You still have your tutorial for a little more information. You're going to be now using these values that you found with your virtual simulation and placing those values into the simulated column. And then of course you're going to create a screenshot of the circuit when you're totally done with it. And to do that, you just use this snipping tool. And you're going to just highlight around your circuit, click on the copy button, and then come back over to your simulation and just paste that picture right in here, just like that. Paste. Now I have a screenshot of your work. I'm going to undo that. And so you're going to be doing that for 3 different circuits: series, parallel, and combo. And then to submit this, I show you over in the submission box, you're going to be sharing your document so that you can get a URL to copy and paste to me. And to do that, I give you some instructions, so you can always look back here for that. But just to show you quickly, you're going to click on Share. You're going to click Get Shareable Link, and it's going to tell you Anyone at Portland Public Schools can view. That's what you want. Only I'm going to have the link. And then you're going to copy the link. And then you're going to paste the link over in your, where did it go? Right here. You're going to paste the link over in your submission box. So when you submit your assignment, whoops. Yeah. When you submit your assignment, you're going to paste in that URL into the box. And that's all there is to this assignment. If you hadn't finished working on your combo circuit calculations or your parallel circuit combinations, you're going to want to do that. But you can go ahead and get started on your series circuit in Multisim and then go back to your calculations and just keep on working on those circuit theory pieces. And I will see you Tuesday.